That's what's better than the Zoom, because the Zoom you can run out of time, I think.
Right. Yeah, so if we can go 8 hours, you just did your energize, I'm doing my energize, I figure we can make it happen. Do a little live tutorial of how to hit a baseball.
No, I can talk about that probably for about a good 8 hours.
When are you coming over here to hit?
That's a good question.
We'll have to make sure it coincides and with schedules. So
yeah, Matt and I are starting to hit tomorrow. We actually are our playoffs starting Saturday or Sunday too.
Oh, nice. Did Matt play pro ball?
No, he played at Stetson. He did pretty well. But he just never got an opportunity to play professional baseball. Okay. All right, Spencer, don't interrupt me. Hey, buddy, come here.
Give him some love. Tell him you're gonna be right back.
Right here. I want to say hi.
Thanks. Super dog. Say hi to everybody.
Yeah, man, he's saving the world. Stay back, buddy. Did you get to see that one picture of the four of us doing that crazy yoga pose?
Oh yeah,
dude, that was pretty hairy at first.
Did you see that online before you did it, or did you guys just?
Yeah, no, we were doing the yoga program, and then like, hey, let's do some crazy photos or whatever, and then Googling them, and I was like, on the bottom, I was like, I don't think I'm able to hold four people in the air. The way the weight's distributed, it wasn't that bad because I'm holding Steve like this.
Right.
And I'm like, and then we did it twice, and then the second time we almost had a catastrophe happen.
Yeah, that's when you want it on video. Those are the good ones.
We got some good outtakes picture wise.
Nice.
But it came out really, really good.
Yeah, it looks good. Those guys must not be too far from you.
Actually, they could be a couple 2.5 hours away in Jupiter. But she comes up here for work, so it works out perfectly.
Yep. All right, I think we'll get the party started. How's that sound?
I'm always ready for a good party.
All right. Well, here we go. DFG Tuesday call live with Larry Hingle himself. I'm going to be talking a little bit about vision, a little bit about goals, and how to apply them to your business and life. Real quick, met Larry 2 years ago. I walked up to a dugout. We were playing some baseball, wearing a shirt very similar to what Larry's wearing right now, and get up there and instantly hit it off with this guy. And right away we started talking, and he started asking about Beachbody. We were talking baseball, Beachbody. It was pretty cool. So really neat how life kind of brings people into your path that you can connect with, and you can eventually become partners in a business like this. And the vision, Larry started talking, and he's going to be talking a little bit about vision. And one of the first things he said, yeah, man, actually, I've been thinking for a little while that, this year I want to help 100 people. I want to help 100 people, just start getting healthier. And he said, I don't know how that thought ever came into my head, but it came into my head. And now we're talking about this coaching thing, and it's just pretty crazy how it all happened. And the power of putting that thought out there, the power of God placing people into your life to make those dreams and goals start to come to fruition is pretty awesome. And Larry's going to talk a lot about that today, and a whole lot more. So without further ado, Larry, the camera is all you, brother.
Am I on? Am I live? Welcome. namaste for yoga. But before I start, I want to say thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk. It is really a pleasure of mine and another goal of mine to actually become a public speaker and be able to help others' lives. So this is another step into that journey. I want to thank everyone for listening to me. It's really awesome to be able to get that chance. Also, on a couple notes, I hope everyone's keeping up with their health bet. And if you don't, then it just means more money for my pocket, which is okay. But seriously, make sure you guys keep up with that. And as well as Catherine and I have been reading a book called The Miracle Morning, which we've been getting up an hour earlier than what we normally would. And it divides it up into 6 10-minute segments. It's really cool, and it's been really profound. And it's already, the benefits are already starting to show, not only just in business, but in our life. It deals a lot with visualization, with affirmations, with, just to plugging into yourself. But it's a really good book. But I'm not here to talk about that, but I really get jazzed about that because it's really exciting. I'm here to talk about vision, goals, and why, and how they're all correlated and how it all seems to come together into one big piece. So what I'm going to do is talk about different aspects of each, give a little bit of story about my life and kind of how it happens. Also, I am a general contractor. I'm a builder. I build custom homes for clients. I also build custom homes for ourselves, speculative homes that we sell. So that business has been doing quite well for quite some time. So when I met Tony and I met Lindsay, I really wasn't looking for another business because I thought I was already strung out to begin with. But I knew I have another desire and a passion to do something else, which is help others. And that's why it just happens. It seems like God just put something in your hands and things come together and bam, it just happens. So when I talked to Tony about Beachbody and about coaching, I already done Beachbody for a couple of years. I knew the programs. I know I already had Shakeology for a couple of years. So it was just the opportunity to help people. And that's why I'd love to get this opportunity to talk to anyone here that would love to listen to me, because I just love genuinely to help others. And if I can help one person in one way today, then it's been an awesome day. So, but being a general contractor and creating businesses from nothing, and not to try to be too boastful, but I've created business that started from nothing to multi-million-dollar businesses. One time I had a concrete pumping business. The economy took a dump and I had to start all over from scratch. So I decided to become a general contractor as well. Built that business to where it is today. Our first week in business, I walked door to door and handed out flyers that we had made because I had this burning desire to build this business. Whatever it was going to do to build this business, we were going to do. And that's how we started. And that was the first week. And ever since then, we've never had a day where we did not have work and multiple work. It just grows and grows and grows. Because when you build something correctly and have a great foundation, whether it's a business, a house, relationships, it will continue to grow and grow and grow. So back to my topics: vision, goals, and why, and how they're all correlated. Being a business owner, sometimes I can be a little bit bullheaded because I think, oh, I know everything. I've already done this. I know how to build a business. But each individual business is different than the other. So when my coaches told me about vision and vision board, I'm like, that come on, that's not for me. I don't need to do that because I want to get on to step 2. I want to get on to step 3. How do I give me some facts, give me some knowledge, give me some skills, give me some steps. But that actually is now step number 1 when I think about it, because now I've had the time to reflect upon it. And I want to apologize to my coach because you were exactly right. And I hope you're listening. I know you're listening, actually. So thank you for that. And to go back on a life story, when I was in college, at Stetson University, I came there as a very confident young man, freshman, taking over positions from guys that were seniors. They didn't like that too much. But what I also did is I knew that that was my vision, to be the #1 pitcher on that team, to lead that team to wherever it is we were going to go. But I also had a board in my dorm room that I cut out. At that time, the Mercedes 500 SL was like the hot car. This is back in 1990, 89, 90. Because it used to be a really cool car back then. I'm sure it is now, but it's got cooler cars now. But anyways, I had that on my board. I had pictures of beach houses. I had all these things on my board, and it was my own personal vision board. So I know that it's important to do, because you have to have a vision on where you want to go. You have to dream large, because you just have to. You have to have an idea that there's no reason why that you can't attain that. So that comes back to the goals, which is on this side. You know, it's important to have goals, because our goals, we need to have goals to get to this vision. You just don't dream about things and sit there and go, I'm going to take a nap today and I'm sure it's going to be great and it's going to happen. And you wake up and nothing happens, because you got to have a goal to match up with your vision. And a lot of times I see it to where people will have a goal, but then they lower the aspect of that goal because they don't reach that goal. And it just boggles my mind. You know, it's like when Tony and I go play in a baseball tournament. The goal is to win the tournament. We don't lose the first game and say, oh, well, maybe we can make it to the playoffs. Doesn't exist. That's not part of the plan. The ultimate goal stays the same. We don't lower our goals to try to match what we've achieved. The goal will never change. So that's important to have that goal, to be steadfast in what you're trying to achieve, because you're not going to lower your vision. Why would you lower your goals? You know, you're not like, oh, well, I didn't get that 500 SL, but I guess my Toyota Corolla from 1987 is fine. You know, and it's okay to dream big, and it's okay to have that vision and that goal, but you can't ever lower your goals, because if you start compromising on your goals, you'll start compromising on your efforts. And when you start compromising on your efforts, you won't have the desired results that you're looking for. So you've got to keep that steadfast. So now the last part is the why. And the why is the middle part between the vision and the goals. That's why it's a big W. That's why I'm kind of standing up. I feel like, why am I pitting? Armpit marks. I'm sweating, getting excited here. But it's the W. Got you in the center, the why, your goal, and your vision. But the reason why I called it the why 2.0 is because it can evolve. And with myself, my why has evolved. When I first started, just like Tony said, I wanted to help others. And my goal was to, at that time, 100 people seemed astronomical. Well, now my goal is 1,000, because I've already achieved 100. Now I want 1,000. I should probably make it 100,000, actually. But my why, and the why is important, because once you have your why, it will make things like your vision and your goals more attainable, and you can reach them, and it'll give you the reason to get there. Example, Larry, why do you want to be a coach? I want to help people. Well, it's not enough. It's like the layers of an onion, and I know a lot of coaches reference this, but it's very true. That's the outer layer. That's the easy layer. But why? It's almost like when you ask a child, or a child asks you a question, but why? But why? But why? Okay, why do we want to help people? Well, I want to help people because I myself have received help throughout my life. Well, why? Well, because there's other people out there that gave me the opportunity to grow as a person and help me when I was desperate and needed help. So to tell you guys the story of my why, I think, and it's taken me probably close to a year to really delve into this. And the reason why I started delving into this was because of some of the personal development books that I've read and have been reading. And if you don't do personal development, do yourself a favor, just start today, pick a book and just do it. I promise you, you'll help grow your life tremendously. So the why do I want to help people? Well, there's some things that when you see people perceive from the outside, you don't necessarily see all the stuff that they've been through in their life. There's some people that have been through struggles that you don't know, because some people hide it, they mask it much better. So for my why to how I could figure out how to get to it is because I was actually homeless twice in my life. The first time I was young, 15 years old. I lived with my father by myself, and it was great. I could have been a problem child, but I wasn't, because I had a vision and I had a goal. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to be the best baseball player ever in the world. So I knew I needed to do those things, do the right things, do the correct things, get good grades, stay out of trouble. To do that, that was great. But when I was 15 years old, junior in high school, had a party at my house. My father was going out of town. I'll never forget, I was very nervous because it was getting ready to be dark and I thought he was leaving soon. I'm like, oh man, this is never going to happen. So Jamboree, Labor Day weekend, school's happening. Everything's fantastic. People hear that there's a party at my house. It wasn't going to be anything crazy. But what happened was there was a gentleman that was out of high school, a couple years out of high school, but his name was Penrod. His father owned hotels on the beach, and he ended up coming over. He brought a keg of beer, which is unheard of for a party at someone's house in high school. Next thing you know, there's probably literally 1,000 people at my house. The roads were shut down. The cops came twice. It was way out of control. I was like a bouncer at a club. I owned my own club, basically. I charged money to get in. I made money. Unfortunately, someone stole it from me too at the party, same party. So next day, everyone was gone, and I had to clean my house. It was a mess, muddy, dirty. It was the dirt. It was nuts. So I rented a steam cleaner, cleaned the house immaculately. Was so nervous. My dad was coming home on that Monday. Was at a friend's house. I guess what happened, my father came home. He got suspicious because the house was so clean. No teenager cleans the house more when the parents goes out of town. It just doesn't happen. If that happens, you should ask questions. But he called me up. He asked the neighbors what happened. The babysitter couldn't leave because they were trapped. They couldn't leave their car. It was just a big mess. So he found out what happened. He called me at my friend's house, and he said, hey, tell Larry, come get his stuff in an hour. If he doesn't come get his stuff, it will be on the front yard in trash bags. So I didn't come over that day. The next day I came over, and sure enough, all my stuff was on trash bags. Grabbed all my stuff. I'm always kind of looking at the bright side of things. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll figure something out. Go live with my friends. Fantastic. I had a great support system for my friends' families. And we did that. I did that for a while. So then my mom finds out. She was living in Texas with my brother and my stepfather. She's like, that's not going to happen. They move. They come back down to Florida. Everything's fine and dandy. We get a house. Everything's great. It's my senior year now. And my stepfather has traveling back and forth from Texas to Florida. So he just would come and go. Different times. He'd fly from Mexico to Florida, back to Texas, back and forth. We thought he was in the computer business. My mom didn't work. She's a stay-at-home mom, which is great. My brother's there now. Everything's going fantastic. And then one day he just stops showing up. He just disappears out of the blue for like a month. My mom doesn't work. We have literally zero savings, and my mom is freaking out. Didn't really show it with us too much, but we ended up finding out later. So another few weeks goes by, still nothing. So we're running out of money in a couple weeks. Once again, back homeless. Now it's just me. Now it's my mom. Now it's my brother. So we had nowhere to go, and what's crazy is like I was almost mad at my mom because of the situation, but she had no control over it, and I was mad because she didn't see it coming. I was just mad just in general, and as a kid, you don't know where to deflect it, and it was super hard on my mom because we had to go live with our friends. For me, it wasn't so tough, but for the family, for us to uproot and go live with another family, and for her to figure out how to get a job and do everything like that, that's my why. Because the people, if there was Beachbody back then, I don't know if she would have done it, but at least it would have given her an avenue. I mean, it wouldn't have been a immediate gratification because we had no money, but That's my passion. That's why I want to help people, is because we've received help, my family, myself, and be able to help others that I see struggling out there is the why. But that's the layer, that's the onion that's uncovered for me, because I want to tell people, I want to shake them and tell them you don't have to be in that situation. You can work for the better. You can improve your life. You can improve your health. You can improve your financial situation, your personal development side, everything, your religious side, I mean, your belief, everything that you can have, you can change. And that's why I love this business. And that's why I love the people around this business, because that is the idea that gets me out of bed in the morning. That's the idea that gets me my why. Because your willpower, I have a strong willpower, but at some times your willpower will start to fade back and forth, but your why power will always, always, always be there. And if you have that strong why, you will never waver away from what your goals are and what your vision are. And that's why I say it's the why 2.0, and it's the big W. It's the whole package together. So that's kind of what I wanted to stress to everybody, is get into take personal accountability, or take an inventory of your life and really find out what that why is that will make you make those hard phone calls, or make those things that are tough to do. You know, my toughest thing is the personal invite. Why? I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, it's just, I'm just not a cold call type of a guy. But if someone contacts me, forget about it. I'll never stop talking. So, you know, that's my thing, and that's my driver. I have to remember what my why is, so that I will press through the things that are difficult for me to do. So, you know, that's the whole gist of what I wanted to talk about today. And also, one last thing is, you know, when we do things on social media and we post, a lot of times we're not sure who's watching or who sees it. And I found this through the last, I don't know, over a year and a half, that you never know who it touches, and you never know who sees it. So I think of myself as like a beacon of light, or like a lighthouse. You know it's there, and then when ships come to shore, it's like a savior, right? It's through the fog. They see it. Okay, great. That's the direction I need to go. They get there, and that's what they needed to get to safety, or change their life in a sense. The lighthouse doesn't always know that that's happening. They don't ever call or write a letter to the lighthouse captain or whoever it is and say, hey, thank God that lighthouse was there, because we would have crashed on the rocks. No, it just happens. So if you think about yourself as a beacon of light, or that lighthouse, and be that lighthouse for other people, it will start happening. And then when you start inviting, and you start growing, and you break out of those shells to get there, that's when this business and these why, the vision, the goals, and everything will come together. So I did it, and I didn't even break a tear. I'm so psyched. But namaste, and thanks for listening. And I've never done a call like this without Zoom and seeing people, so obviously there's no questions, right? So we just end it, right? Is that how this works? T?
What's up, man? Hey, I am asking in the chat if there's anybody that's wanting to ask some questions. So we'll wait just a minute for that. So if you do have questions for Larry, you can quick throw it up, and I can ask him, because I know you might not have that chat window up. But thank you, dude. Thanks for sharing more of your story. I know you've kind of told me a little bit about it, but you know, you've worked through some more things and are sharing more of it. And I thank you for that, because that just makes me love you that much more, my man.
Thanks.
And a couple of the things that the one that I asterisked was the not lowering your goal to match what you've achieved to the point that you're at in life, business, whatever it may be. And why we don't want to do that, because when we compromise that goal, we're going to compromise our efforts. So that's the nugget that I took away, and you know, just building up your why, so that willpower, you know, just like we work our muscles, you know, we got to continue to strengthen our willpower to do all those tough things, to reach out to people, to talk to people face to face, to do the different things that, you know, may not be something that we do every day, and we're trying to implement and learn how to do better and better. And the more we work it, the stronger we get, and the more we know that why, the less we're going to pass up on doing it. So I'm not seeing any questions, man. Just a lot of thank you for sharing your story, and I see a few people saying that you're speaking to them. So I think everything that you did and shared hit the mark for a lot of people. So I want to thank you once again for coming on, Larry, and sharing again. Thank you for all those who are watching now, and we'll be watching a recording of this. Share with your coaches who need to hear this, and who may be going through something right now that this could speak to them as it spoke to you. And again, like Larry said, keep up on the health bet, keep up on that personal development, keep being awesome out there, everyone. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the not too distant future. All right.
Awesome. Namaste.
All right, Larry.
Hey, buddy.
Bye-bye.